In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on February 18, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Villanova versus Connecticut. The Villanova Wildcats are set to face off against the Connecticut Huskies on Tuesday night in what should be an intense Big East matchup. Back in January, Villanova managed to take down the Huskies, who are the reigning back-to-back champions, in a close game on their home court, winning by just 2 points. Heading into this rematch, both teams are coming off losses. Villanova fell to Providence, while Connecticut suffered an overtime defeat against Seton Hall. Neither team has been particularly consistent this season, struggling to put together strong performances on both ends of the floor. Villanova has had its ups and downs, but has shown signs of resilience. They already beat Connecticut once this season, edging them out 68-66 on January 8th, largely thanks to a dominant performance from Eric Dixon, who dropped 23 points. Over their last 5 games, the Wildcats have won 3 times, with one of their 2 losses coming by just 2 points against second-place Creighton. Their defense has been a bright spot in this stretch, as they have managed to hold all 5 opponents to 75 points or fewer. On the other hand, Connecticut has not looked like a team poised to win 3 straight Big East titles. Their offense has lacked firepower, and they've had trouble closing out games. Defensively, they struggled to contain Eric Dixon in their first meeting with Villanova, and they've had issues covering the spread, going just 4-10 against the number in conference play. The Huskies have also shown a tendency to let opponents hang around, often failing to put teams away when they have the chance. This game should be another grind, and Villanova's solid defense should help keep it close. Looking at the betting trends, Connecticut has been awful against the spread in Big East home games, going 0-6-0 in that category. As favorites, they've dropped 5 straight against the number. The Wildcats already proved they can beat this Huskies squad, and with Connecticut's inability to dominate opponents, expect another tight battle. Villanova excels in 2 key areas: 3-point shooting and free throws. They rank among the top 5 teams in the country in both categories. Meanwhile, Connecticut has struggled mightily defending the perimeter and is the only Big East team allowing more than 20 free throw attempts per game. Additionally, the Wildcats have already won the turnover battle once against Connecticut and should do so again. Even if Villanova doesn't come away with the win, they are more than capable of covering the spread in this one. So the Villanova Wildcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When these teams met earlier this season, the total points stayed under, and that trend is likely to continue on Tuesday night. Villanova has significant limitations on offense, relying heavily on a few key players to do most of the scoring. They also play at an extremely slow pace, ranking 358th in the nation in possessions per game. Connecticut, for their part, has struggled to find an offensive rhythm all season. They've had issues getting consistent production from their bench and haven't been able to generate much scoring against quality opponents. However, their defense has been a strength, as they haven't allowed 70 or more points in any of their last 5 games. Like Villanova, they also play a slower style, ranking 287th nationally in possessions per game. The offensive struggles for both teams are clear. Connecticut hasn't reached 70 points in 3 straight contests, while Villanova has averaged just 67 points over their last 5 games. The last 4 meetings between these 2 programs have all finished under the total, including their previous 68-66 showdown in January. There's little reason to believe this game will be any different. Both teams play at a methodical pace, meaning possessions will be at a premium. Their last battle featured just 12 total offensive rebounds, meaning there won't be many second chance opportunities in this one. That game also had minimal turnovers and free throw attempts, further limiting scoring chances. This game is shaping up to be another slow, defensive battle with few possessions and tough, physical play. Expect a grinded out contest that stays under the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Purdue versus Michigan State. The Big Ten is set for an exciting ranked matchup on Tuesday, featuring a showdown between the 13th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers and the 14th-ranked Michigan State Spartans. Both teams are looking to bounce back after tough losses in their previous outings. Purdue suffered a disappointing home defeat against Wisconsin over the weekend, while Michigan State fell short on the road against Illinois. The Boilermakers, however, had the upper hand in this matchup last season, sweeping both meetings against the Spartans. Lately, Purdue has been struggling, hitting a rough patch with back-to-back losses against Michigan and Wisconsin. The loss to Wisconsin was particularly frustrating, considering Purdue entered the game as a 6-point favorite. On the other hand, Michigan State has been nearly unstoppable on their home court. They have been dominant in Big Ten play at the Breslin Center, posting a strong 6-1 record, which includes an impressive win over Illinois. One major factor in this game is defense, and Michigan State has the clear edge in that department. Purdue has been allowing 99 points per 100 possessions, which is a concern when facing a team like the Spartans, who give up just 94.5 points per 100 possessions. That defensive efficiency ranks Michigan State 13th in the entire country, making them a tough opponent to crack. The Spartans have also been winning comfortably at home, with 4 of their last 5 victories coming by at least 5 points. So the Michigan State Spartans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. On the offensive end, Purdue has been putting up big numbers, showing they have the firepower to keep up with just about anyone. The Boilermakers have scored 81 or more points in 5 of their last 6 contests, including a huge 91-point performance against Michigan and a 90-point outing against USC. However, Michigan State has had some defensive lapses lately, allowing 70 or more points in 3 of their last 5 games. The Spartans make up for it with their own offensive firepower. They are one of the more efficient scoring teams in the country and have posted 80 or more points in 4 of their last 6 home games. Meanwhile, Purdue's defense has been anything but reliable, giving up an average of 80 points across their last 5 matchups. With the Boilermakers consistently involved in high-scoring games, it's no surprise that the over has hit in 4 of their last 5 contests. All signs point to a fast-paced, high-scoring battle between 2 teams that know how to put up points. I expect this one to turn into a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Illinois versus Wisconsin. The Illinois Fighting Illini are hitting the road for a high-stakes showdown against the 11th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers in what promises to be another heated chapter in their classic Big Ten rivalry. These 2 teams clashed earlier this season in Champaign, where Illinois secured a solid 6-point win on their home floor. However, things have changed since then, and both squads are coming off very different results in their latest outings. Illinois just suffered a tough home loss to number 11 Michigan State, falling 79-65 despite entering the game as 6.5-point favorites. Meanwhile, Wisconsin is coming off an impressive road victory over number 7 Purdue, a game where they walked away with a 94-84 win as 6.5-point underdogs. This will be the second and final regular season meeting between Illinois and Wisconsin, with the Illini aiming to sweep the season series after pulling off an 86-80 win at home back on December 10th. However, this time around, the game is in Madison, and that changes everything. Illinois has a major issue that could come back to bite them here. They're careless with the ball. They play an up-tempo style, but that often leads to turnovers, and they currently rank 210th in the nation with an average of 11.5 giveaways per game. Making matters worse, they'll be missing one of their key rebounders, Morris Johnson Jr., who is sidelined with a wrist injury. He was pulling down 6.6 boards per game, and his absence will be felt in the paint. Between their turnover struggles, playing on the road, and missing a key presence down low, Illinois could have a tough time keeping this one competitive. Wisconsin, on the other hand, is only laying 3.5 points in this matchup and has been playing significantly better basketball over the past few weeks. There's no doubt that Illinois has a talented roster. Jakushnis is a future NBA player, and he might not be the only one from this team to make the jump, but talent alone doesn't always translate to wins in the Big Ten. The Illini have been inconsistent, dropping some head-scratching games, including losses to Nebraska and Rutgers. Meanwhile, Wisconsin has been surging, led by their veteran scorer John Tonge. He just exploded for 32 points in their win at Purdue and has been nearly unstoppable, scoring 22 or more in 6 of his last 7 outings. The Badgers boast the 6th most efficient offense in the country and have the ability to beat opponents in a variety of ways. Tonge and Blackwell are lethal on the wing, each averaging over 15 points per game, while Winter and Kroll provide size and stability in the paint at 6'11" or taller taller. That size negates any interior advantage Illinois might have had, setting the stage for Wisconsin to take full control at home. Wisconsin have won 4 straight games, each by at least 6 points, and with their recent form, I see them extending that streak here. So the Wisconsin Badgers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Illinois loves to push the pace, ranking 16th in the nation in tempo, and they have no hesitation when it comes to firing up three-pointers whenever they get a clean look. Jekušenas and Ivičić both have the ability to knock down shots from deep and handle the ball well for their size, especially Jekušenas, who is dishing out 5 assists per game. Wisconsin, on the other hand, operates at a slower pace, but that doesn't really matter when they're this efficient offensively. They rank 6th in the country in offensive efficiency and just put up 94 points in their road win over Purdue. Tonj has been scorching hot and was responsible for 32 of those points on his own. When these teams squared off in Champaign earlier in the season, they combined for a total of 166 points, and I expect another high-scoring affair in this rematch. Illinois is relentless in pushing the tempo, ranking 17th in adjusted pace with an average of 71.9 possessions per 40 minutes. Their offense is their biggest strength, as they rank 14th in adjusted efficiency, putting up 121 points per 100 possessions. Wisconsin isn't far behind, sitting at 6th in offensive efficiency. The Badgers also lead the entire country in free throw shooting at 83.7%. Which is great news for anyone backing the over. There's nothing better than watching the scoreboard tick up while the clock is stopped. Odds makers have set this total high, somewhere in the 160 seconds, because they know this is likely to be a fast-paced, high-scoring shootout. Points should be plentiful in this game, as both teams have the firepower and style to light up the scoreboard. Expect a classic Big Ten barn burner with plenty of scoring. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas versus Brigham Young University. The 23rd-ranked Kansas Jayhawks are gearing up for a showdown against the Brigham Young University Cougars in a matchup between two teams with identical overall and conference records. These squads have crossed paths before, with Brigham Young University coming out on top in their last meeting, securing an 8-point victory on the road. Kansas is coming off a tough road loss to Utah, falling 74-67 despite being favored by 6.5 points. Meanwhile, Brigham Young University heads into this contest with some momentum after handling Kansas State at home, winning comfortably 80-65 and covering the spread as 7.5-point favorites. Kansas has been struggling to find its identity in road games this season, and it has cost them dearly. The Jayhawks have dropped 4 of their last 5 away from home, and in most of those games, they have looked completely outmatched. Their latest defeat against Utah was another example of their road woes, as the Utes simply played with more energy, winning every hustle play and hitting timely shots. Kansas never seemed capable of responding with a strong counterpunch. That kind of vulnerability makes them an attractive opponent for Brigham Young University, which boasts one of the more efficient offenses in college basketball. The Cougars currently rank 53rd in the nation in scoring offense and 40th in field goal percentage. While Kansas is also efficient when it comes to shooting the ball, their biggest issue has been turnovers, especially in hostile environments. This is not the same powerhouse Kansas team from previous seasons, and it's becoming clear that their dominance has faded this year. Most people expected Kansas to have a bit of a down year, but their recent performances have confirmed just how far they have fallen. Losing to Utah as a 6.5-point favorite was a major red flag, marking another low point in what has already been a frustrating season. The Jayhawks are now 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games and have failed to win any of their last 3 road contests. On the flip side, Brigham Young University has been rock solid at home, posting a 12-2 straight-up record in their own arena. The Cougars have also won 2 straight, showing signs that they are stabilizing at the right time. With their efficient offense and home court advantage, Brigham Young University is in a great position to take advantage of Kansas' struggles. Betting on the Jayhawks with any real confidence is tough right now because they simply don't have the same fear factor they used to. So the Brigham Young University Cougars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Kansas has been one of the best teams to bet the under on this season, with the total hitting the under in 19 of their 25 games so far. Their road games have been even more predictable in this regard, with the under cashing in 7 of their 9 away contests. Brigham Young University's home games have been split right down the middle in terms of totals, sitting at 7-7. However, one key factor in this matchup is Brigham Young University's ability to play solid defense, ranking 99th in the country in scoring defense. Kansas is even better in this department, ranking ranking 43rd. Additionally, both teams prefer to play at a methodical pace, with Kansas sitting at 120th in adjusted tempo and Brigham Young University playing even slower, ranking 206th in the nation. Kansas' trend toward low-scoring games has been clear all season, including a stretch where they hit the under in 14 consecutive matchups. Their defense plays a big role in keeping scores down, as they have multiple versatile perimeter defenders who can switch assignments and funnel opposing players toward Hunter Dickinson in the paint, where he can contest or block shots. The Jayhawks currently rank 5th in defensive efficiency, and 3 of their last 4 games have gone under the total. Neither of these teams plays at a particularly fast pace, which further supports the likelihood of another low-scoring contest. Kansas likes to slow things down, often working through Dickinson and KJ Adams in the post, taking their time on each possession. Brigham Young University plays even slower, ranking 205th in tempo. With both teams preferring a grinded-out style, don't expect a high-scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.